Hey everybody. I hope everybody is having a great day. There are some really bad shadow. Oh, maybe it's okay. Okay. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to show you, we're making a card today for Earth Day. Doesn't that sound fun? So here's my card. Now there's a couple different ways we're going to make this card. I'm going to make an advanced card. Is that what it's called? And then an intermediate card, and then a beginner's card. And that's not what they're called, but that's the way those are the words that are coming out of my brain right now. Okay? So here's the advanced card, and look at all of those die cuts. And then here's the intermediate card, and then there's only one die cut. Well, there's this little guy right here too. And then we're going to make a third one, and I'm going to show you how to do it with no die cuts. Okay? So, let's get started. We are going to use this Beautiful World stamp set. And look at how, it's beautiful. I got no other words for it. But it's got North America and South America, and then it has Europe and Africa and Asia and Australia on the other side of the stamp. So depending on what part of the world you live in, you can have your part of the world. And the dies also do the same thing. They have both, it's not a hemisphere, is it? The hemisphere is up and down. I don't know what it's called. I'll have to Google that, because it's not a hemisphere. Anyway, let's get the card making. So there's my card base. All of these are standard measurements, not anything major. Here's the layer. It's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then here's the Whisper White. It's not Whisper White, it's Basic White. And it is supposed to be, maybe that's for the inside, because that's too big. Nope, that's too big. Oh, it is for the inside, because I'm going to put a Mossy Meadow layer on the top. And it's 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, now I have enough for 2 cards here, because we're going to make 2 cards. So, to start with, I have die cut all of these, and you are welcome, because I know that you do not want to watch me die cut 9 world halves. I know that you don't. Okay? Well, I trust that you don't. So, I have the adhesive sheets on the back of here. So, I'm going to pull the adhesive off, and then I have a sticker. Okay? So, I'm not going to start with this one. I know I just pulled the back of it off, but I don't know if you saw, but there was no adhesive over here. So that one's going to go on the side. So what I'm going to do is start with one that goes right in the middle, so I have my focal point when I start. Okay? And then I can put all the rest down around it. Okay? So here's my focal point of my card. And then I'll just start layering these bad boys around it. I did the tone on tone, and I kind of like it. Can you see it? I kind of like it a lot. So let's see, I can put this. Oh, I'm still not ready for that guy. Still not ready. I'll be ready in a minute. He'll get used. Okay, so here's another thing that you may or may not have noticed. It peels up pretty easy. But it also sticks well enough where it's not going to come up, okay? But if you want to reposition them, you can. Okay, now I'm ready for this guy, because he didn't have adhesive over here on the side. Now, that little booger right there is going to make a liar out of me, but when you die cut these, you can notice that I did not punch out all of these little goofy guys. all these little tiny pieces. But when you pull the adhesive off the back, most of those guys fall right out. So you don't have to fuss with them. So, yay. See, they just fall right out when you pull the adhesive off. So, that's a bonus. So, I am not paying any attention at all to which part of the world I am putting where. So, if you're OCD and have a problem with that, you can fix it on your card. But for Sandra's card, it just doesn't matter. Because I'm not OCD. Now, let's see, how many worlds did I need? 1, 2. Now, you could probably use the top of that one for right here. I can do that, and then I'll have an extra one left over. For the next time. Now, you do want to make sure you get them right side up, though. So make sure you know your geography when you're doing it. Nobody wants an upside down world. Although, sometimes it feels like we're living in an upside down world, does it not? Okay. Okay, so let me get this guy. And then we'll put the rest of him on the bottom. So, just very carefully, you're going to take your scissors. I like to do it from the back. I also like to have big scissors, so I don't have lots of tiny cuts. So, you just run right along the edge and trim this off. And yep, they're sticky, so they're going to stick. But it's okay. Nothing we can't get past. I don't think I got that close enough. I'm going to have to trim it just a little bit better. There we go. Look at this side over here. So I am going to go see Noah's Ark in Kentucky. I'm not going to Mount Ararat. It's a little cold, and I don't like to climb mountains. So we're going to go to Kentucky and see the man-made exhibit, the Ark Experience. I'm going to go do that. I will report back. You'll have to watch my blog or another video, and maybe I'll tell you about it. If I don't tell you about it, please ask, because I'm sure I'd love to tell you. I just might forget to mention it every time. So, if you want to know, please ask. Okay. Okay, so here's the base, or the card front, and we are going to take our Early Espresso Stampin' Write marker, and we are going to flick. I don't know if you know how to flick. Do you know how to flick? You're going to take the brush end, and you are going to stick it right in here, and you are going to flick it like you mean it. Okay? And you are going to flick it like you mean it. And then you have little tiny dots, and I hope that you can see them all over your card. Now, we are also going to take all-purpose, it's not all-purpose ink, it's Frost White Shimmer Paint. In the catalog, it's Frost White Shimmer Paint. I am going to put a tiny bit on this little block. You can skip this block part, but I like to do it that way. And then we're going to take our water painter, aqua painter, that's what it's called. It's not a water painter. It's an aqua painter. And we are going to dip it in here. And we are going to flick this also, but we're going to kind of do it differently. You're just going to go like this. And it's not really about the water, it's just about the white specks. Okay? It doesn't matter how many white specks you get. Just get some on there if you want them. And if you don't want them, you don't have to. It's totally okay. It's your card. It's up to you. Now, here's the thing that you have to remember about this shimmer paint is it doesn't dry real fast. Okay? So right now, I'm going to put this over here, and it's just going to sit there for a minute. Okay? I'm going to make our sentiment, and we are going to use basic white. I probably got splatters on it, so I'll have to flip it over. One thing about the splatters, you want to have a clear space because it will splatter. Okay, so we're going to use Early Espresso, and we are going to stamp our sentiment. And while you may think that this is not the hardest thing you've ever seen, and it's not, we're going to make this sentiment be just exactly the right size that I want. Okay? So I'm going to put it all the way down to the bottom. Okay? Punch. Now, I'm going to get a Post-it note, and I'm going to use the Post-it note as a handle. Okay? Any kind of Post-it note. And we're going to slide this back in. We're going to line up these edges right here. Okay? And we're going to punch it again. You see that? And we're going to punch it again. So that way we don't have all that white space. Look at all that white space that we just made go away. Get our Post-it note off of there. And there is our sentiment. Voila. We're going to use this again later because we're going to do that again in a minute. Okay, so there's that. Let's see, what can I do while I'm waiting for that to dry? I can stamp the inside of my card with a thank you for being part of mine, if I would get that stamp out. So let's see, what else is going on? Oh, I just had the termite guy come. Yay! Yay for termite guys. So the termite guy came because I have termites, but he said, luckily, that is not straight. That is not even close to being straight. Well, I was going to say, thank goodness there's two sides to every piece of paper. I'll fix it in a minute. Close enough. Okay, so there you go. There's the inside of the card. It's still not dry, boys and girls. Still not dry. Okay. We can put this part of the card together. Put this on the inside. So the termite guy came and he said, yeah, you have termites, but the termites that you have in your house are swarmers. I said, that sounds horrible. He said, it's not. I mean, you don't want termites. But he said they're not the horrible ones. They're trying to make space for the workers. So he said we can handle these. I'm like, okay. So they're going to come out and drill some holes in the concrete and fix the things. I'm like, okay, you do you, buddy. You come on. Fix my termite problem. So they're going to do that. But thank goodness it's not a problem. Just a minor setback. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. Everything's fine. Goodness. So, I'm trying not to touch at least the big splatters because I don't want to mess it up. Okay, so we're gonna put some what is this called? Twine. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this without touching that. Let's see. Let's see how talented I am. I need to get a little Stampin' Seal. It's not the one time I want it to work, and it's not playing nice with me. Okay, there we go. So what is this called? Linen thread. That's what it's called. I like to use the Stampin' Seal on the back for that. It holds it in place. So you can wrap this around as many times as you want. I think I chose 4. Okay. And the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to, please dry. All right, 1 second. Hopefully this is plugged in. I still don't think that booger's dry. So I'm going to try not to touch it. Okay. That's not what I want. I want the foam. This guy is what I want. I'm going to use strips of this to pop up the entire sheet here. You can use as much or as little of this as you want, or you can just use dimensionals. It's up to you. Sometimes I like this. And I'm hoping that I am not messing up my dots. Okay, I think we're okay. All right, so let's get this off. It's a whole lot faster than 1,000,000 dimensionals since we're going to pop up the whole sheet. I'm going to get stuff all over my card. Didn't get it. Didn't get it straight. Come on. Well, it'll do. Okay. And then we're going to pop this bad boy up. Just with some regular dimensionals. We use the little ones. Alright, so I told you about termites. I told you about going to see the Ark. What else has happened? Oh, have I told you that this is my first blog hop? So this video's for a blog hop that they asked me to join, and I was like, heck yeah, blog hop sounds fun. I don't know what I'm doing. Never done that before, but I think I've got it figured out. So we're going to add this little guy is from the, I can't remember what it's called. I got them right here. I'll look it up in a second. They are called In Good Taste Elements. I just wanted something. A little much. Just wanted something on the front of the card. And then we will use enamel dots. The cinnamon cider ones, because they kind of match all the things. And there we go. I missed him. There's our card. Ta-da! Now, I'm going to make the not so hard one. Not so advanced. So if you don't have a die cutting machine, but you still want to make a pretty card, just like mine almost, we are going to do the same thing, only we're just going to stamp. Okay? So because I have this one out already, we're going to use the North America one. North and South America one. And so, just like before, I'm going to start right in the middle and do my focal point. And then stamp all around it. This is also a lot faster than the other one. And then we'll stamp our little sentiment the same way we did it before. Oh, look, we can use this scrap that we messed up before. Oh, I took it off the block. I'm like, what did I do with it? Look, I got ink on me. Not a surprise. I'm always making a mess when I'm making cards. So yeah, blog hop's fun. So you can watch my blog, and then from the blog hop means at the bottom of the blog, you can hop from one blog to another, and they're all going to be based on Earth Day. So it ought to be fun. And it's a Love to Stamp blog hop, and that's a group that I belong to. It's a group from our upline, Patty Bennett. It's a wonderful group. So, all my card making friends. Alright, so there's that. And you can... So here's what I'm going to do this time. I'll show you. So we don't have to wait for it to dry. I'm going to do the twine, linen thread, as it were. Wait, that's not right. I need the brown. I need the early espresso layer. I thought that's really flimsy. Goodness. I need my early espresso layer. And now I can put the linen thread on it. And then we can pop this bad boy up. So we were supposed to have some really horrible storms last night, but apparently it missed us. Apparently it must have hit it must have hit Alabama. I live in Georgia, so I think it hit Alabama and then stopped. So thank goodness. But you know, they tell you before you go to bed, oh, we're supposed to have horrible storms and tornadoes and things. Does anybody sleep when they tell you that? Oh, you're like, oh my goodness gracious. Of course, there's no announcement in the middle of the night that says you're all clear. Only the one that says you might die. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to do the flicking. And I don't know that I'm going to flick that other one on there. I just don't know. Maybe I'll leave that white off. I do like the white though. Let's get this guy on there and then we'll do it because everything will be dry. Everything will be good. And then I won't even have to wait because I'll just be finished and it'll just sit and dry before I mail it. You make the world a better place. Now, we didn't make that sentiment straight, but you make the world a better place. Okay. And then we'll get out our dots again and put some dots on here. That's really crooked. I'm going to have to fix that sentiment. Maybe I will before I mail it. Or maybe I'll mail it to a boy who won't notice that it's crooked. Okay, so let's get our sentiment on the inside. And then we are done. Let's hope we get the sentiment straight. Okay? Fingers crossed. Nope, it's not straight. I know, it's crooked on my block. Somebody said that it was easier to get your sentiment straight if it was crooked on your block. I would have to completely disagree. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's our simple card with no die cuts because we just used a punch for that. Here is our intermediate card that has one die cut. Actually, it's two die cuts, and then this little guy with two right here. Oh, we didn't put the, and then it has an extra little squiggly on it, which is part of that stamp set. But so there, those are those two cards, and then this is the one with all of the die cuts. Woohoo! So there you go. There's our 3 versions of the same card. And my first video for my first blog hop. So, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And if you want inkstamplove.com, oh look, I covered it up, inkstamplove.com. That's my blog, if you got here without going to my blog. I'd appreciate it if you'd go and check that out. So, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it.